Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today, March 2nd. I know it has been quite a while, but that's what happens when work cuts your hours so bad that you can't really buy anything. I mean, one shift a week for a couple of months. And I only had like a bunch, and I was like, I don't really want to do a video showcasing 6. But I did get my income tax return, so was able to buy I did put some of it away, don't worry. But I did buy some. As for the first time viewings, I'm not going to do a video for that because I only watched 6 in February, 6 in March, and 7 last month. So I'm not even going to do, like, yeah, it's 21 movies, but to me, not enough. You know how it is. So we will just get started. This is everything I've gotten since my last update, which I think was in February. And you're going to be surprised at a couple of them coming up because I said I wouldn't do this, and I did. So first one up I got from eBay, and it's another vampire movie called The Thirst. That I don't believe. Requiem for a Dream meets Near Dark. I've watched both. I don't think this is going to be like Requiem for a Dream. But, I mean, it has Adam Baldwin and has a couple other people, but I'm a fan of Adam Baldwin, so I was like, oh yeah, I'll get that now. So, this I got from Amazon. I got it a day after the actor passed away because I know sometimes places like to jack the price when someone passes away. And it was one I was thinking about for a long time. I just thought, and it went up to 30, and then it went back down to 14, and I thought, nah, maybe I should get it. And then the actor in it passed away, whom I've been watching since I was a baby, and I thought, you know what, they're gonna up the price, so you might as well get it. That movie, unfortunately, I love this movie, but considering the circumstances, The Quick and the Dead. That was a shock, what happened to Gene Hackman. So sad. I have been watching him all my life. I have stated numerous times on here the first movie I ever saw was Superman, before I was even a year old. So the first movie I ever watched was with Marlon Brando and Gene Hackman, and I've been watching him ever since, and that was such a sad day. That I can't believe that happened that way. But this is one of his movies that is a really good movie. Obviously, it's a Western. Directed by Sam Raimi of Evil Dead fame. But another reason why I love this movie, my intro to Russell Crowe, when this movie came out, I knew who, of course, I know who Gene Hackman is, hello, Sharon Stone and Leonardo DiCaprio. But I was like, who is this guy holding his own against these guys? And we now know. But if you haven't seen this, I definitely recommend it. It's a great Western. Kind of goofy at times, but just watch it, and R.I.P. Gene Hackman. Oh, so depressing how that happened. And then I got this at Sunrise Records. I actually had the lady there put it on hold because I didn't trust Walmart. And I love this movie. I don't know why it's gotten so much shit. Nosferatu. I loved this edition. I have stated the director's first film, The Witch, I absolutely hated. I did not like that movie whatsoever. Haven't watched The Nordstrom or The Lighthouse. The Lighthouse I want to see, but anything to do with vampires, I am there. I got to see this in the theater back in January. I loved it. Maybe it was because I'm almost 45 and I've watched worse movies than this, that I don't see what everybody's bitching about. So they just want to whine about anything right now. But I love this movie. This was it would have, if almost took out Deadpool Wolverine as my favorite movie of last year. But, and then I got this from Amazon. I pre-ordered it on Amazon. I was going to get it through Diablo Leak DVD, but the shipping, and of course with all the tariffs, fuck. Move on from there. I'm not getting rid of my DVD of this because my DVD cost me $30 used, but it was worth it, and it's worth it now, and that is Trick or Treat. So the minute I got this, I watched it. Really great movie. Good transfer. So, but I'm still keeping the one that has Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne on the cover. And then I had this on pre-order. I canceled it when the hour situation happened, and I go, bitch, you will hate yourself if you don't get it. So I got it. Criterion 1254. Godzilla vs. Biollante. Of course, I was gonna get the Spine 1000, the big Godzilla thing, when I got my income tax, but as much as I want it, I have to be very realistic. That big, I have no fucking room for it. Just like my Dark Shadows coffin, that's the only spot I can put it. And I was like, I gotta be realistic, because even up on top of my shelves where I have a lot of my movie memorabilia, I was like, I'm kind of hoping, especially since for the first Godzilla movie, they had the DVD, had the Blu-ray, and now they've come out with the 4K edition. Maybe they'll bring out individuals of the other Godzilla movies, like Godzilla Raids Again, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I'm not even getting rid of my Blu-ray of this, so, but yeah, like I said, I'm kind of on Criterion because they are so much money, but the fact that they are doing Godzilla, you know me and my Godzilla. And then obviously got this at Walmart. I don't know if anybody down in Canada, you probably are having this issue, but in the States, I don't know. Where you go get a movie at Walmart and they don't have the 4K, they don't have the Blu-ray, all they have is the DVD. I've gotten to the point now where if they have one, I will get it. I'm not going to drive to 20 different places trying to find the fucking thing. So, I picked up Wolfman, which I've heard nothing but bad things about, which is really unfortunate considering who directed this one, because he directed the Invisible Man remake. But I will give it a shot and I will see what happens. And then I got this at Walmart, because I looked at it, I go, is that the price? And I found a price checker and it was $9.99. So I picked up Heretic. I'm looking forward to checking this out, because I've heard nothing but great things about that. Okay, now, some of you may or may not remember one of my past videos. I went on a little rant about the fact that I could only find Smile 2 on a 4K Blu-ray combo or DVD only. And somebody in my comments had posted that Paramount is not doing the standalone Blu-rays anymore, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Because if you're a company, you gotta cater to everything. You just don't go, oh this, oh that, that's it. So after much hemming, hawing, thinking, and blah 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 blah, you can't see it, but that right there is my brand new 4K Blu-ray player. I was very apprehensive to get one because they are fucking expensive. Like, 4Ks have been around since, like, what, 2016, 2017, 18-ish, and they still run to $250 up here. But Visions had one on sale for $198, and I said, I'm gonna do it. Now, the one thing I am not doing, because I did this with my VHSs, I did this with my DVDs. I'm not rebuying every fucking thing to get 4K. I'm not. But as I say that, these two that I ordered from Amazon are rebuys, but they were under $25, and for the one of them we knew I would upgrade, and the other one I found out had an unrated version. I don't recall ever seeing the unrated version. So the first one, of course, Bram Stoker's Dracula on 4K. We all know my feelings on this movie. I fucking love this movie. I have since I was a kid. I didn't see it when it came out because it came out November 13th, 92, 9 days after I turned 12. I got to watch it on VHS in 93. And even as a 12-year-old, this movie made such a fucking impression on me. I still love it to this day. The fact that VHS, DVD, Blu-ray and 4K. And even though this does have a Blu-ray, I'm not getting rid of my Blu-ray because that's how I am. But the one that has that cover on it. But we all know how obsessive I am about this movie, to the fact I went out to Vancouver on a Saturday night to go see this at the Rio Theater. I did not care. I was going to experience this in the theater, which I did. You want any more validation of how much I love this movie? Watch the credits of In Search of Darkness 1990 to 94 when my face pops up. This is, I'm spoiling it, but this is what I talk about. So. But that was $22, I think that was $22 on Amazon, because I've been checking the prices, and the prices on the 4Ks, holy shit. But this one was 20, it was 24, but I didn't know there was an unrated cut of A Nightmare on Elm Street. Of course, keeping my other one of this because it's part of the set. But I haven't unwrapped this yet. I'm looking forward to seeing what the difference is, because I don't recall ever seeing the unrated cut of this movie. And then on Wednesday, I got off work early, and I still had 15 minutes, because I get off work at 11, and I just said, I'm not waiting around 15 minutes, because I always take my break on the last 15 minutes of my shift. So I did a quick Walmart run, because I wanted to see if they had this, because this was also the big reason I decided on 4K. Because what is one of the biggest franchises Paramount has that I love to death? That is Star Trek. And though I've heard nothing but negative reviews on this, I will give my own opinion. But I was of the opinion that this can't be as bad as Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier. And I picked up the 4K of Section 31. But yeah, I've heard nothing but bad things. But I will give my own opinion on the movie, because I am a diehard Star Trek fan. I didn't bring the picture, but your girl here got to meet and have her picture taken with William Shatner back in February. He was at the Fanexpo in Vancouver, and he was the main reason I went. I got my picture taken, and promptly afterwards went around the corner and burst into tears because I never thought in my lifetime I would meet one of my greatest childhood heroes. And then after calming down and walking around and checking stuff out, I went back and dropped money I did not have to get him to sign a picture and talk to him a little bit. And oh my god, like how I talk now, my voice went down about 200 decibels. I was so quiet. Well, I don't know. I've never been to a con, so he's like the first big that I ever got to meet. I had him sign his table. You had, little story here, but we don't care. He had a couple Star Trek pictures, one from the Twilight Zone episode, and of course TJ Hooker, which I was like, wow. But the Star Trek ones, three of them were promotional ones. One where he's in the red outfit that they wore from Star Trek 2 to Star Trek 6. And that was what it was, Star Trek 6. And then I found the last picture of Trouble with Tribbles, which is my favorite original series Star Trek episode. Got him to sign that, got to talk to him a little bit. Told him it was such an honor to meet him, and if it would be okay if I could shake his hand. He unfortunately declined, which I understand his reasoning being, at that time, 93, he's now 94, but with the amount of people that he was going to meet, he was afraid of getting sick, and I don't blame him at all. And I told him, that is completely fine, I'm just so overjoyed to have met you. And he said, I'll tell you what, and I go, and he let me fist bump him, so I was on cloud 9 for the rest of the day. Just like in my own little zone, I met William Shatner, whom I've been watching since 1982. So the Fanexpo itself, they had a lot of people there. They did have Andy Serkis. You had John Ryers Davies, who was actually on the stage when I was getting my picture taken, but I was so overwhelmed by that I didn't even know or hear his voice. Hayden Christensen was there, Christopher Lloyd, Jared Padalecki, and Troy Baker, who voices Joel on the video game of The Last of Us. I couldn't meet them because I just dropped almost $500 meeting William Shatner. I say that because the picture was $200, the autograph picture was $150, but to get a picture with Christopher Lloyd was about $215. So I got to see him. I got to see Jared Padalecki, but I didn't get to get anything because that was it. William Shatner was it. Before I move on, I'll show you a couple of things. I can't turn my overhead light on because or maybe I can. Let's see. The fan is on because the weather has gotten hot. If you guys can see him, I got a giant Godzilla pop. I got that poster. I got that poster. And of course, I got that poster. I went up to somebody who had a poster of the Godzilla 1985, and I went, "Where'd you get that?" And he starts laughing. And I said, "That's the movie that did it for me 40 years ago." He said, "I got it at this table." And I looked at the guy. He's like, "Yes, I have another one." And I went, "Nope." You never see a 250-pound person run that fast in their life. But yeah, I found the Crow one, and I said, I gotta get this. And Dune, as we all know, is my favorite David Lynch movie. And I had to get that. So yeah, the big ramble about my experience at Fanexpo. I got to meet William Shatner. I am still over the moon of it. You guys probably saw it on my Instagram and my Facebook. I said, yeah, this just happened, guys. Excuse me while I flip out. But yeah, Star Trek has been one of my greatest loves, same as with Godzilla. So yeah, you could only get this on the 4K Blu-ray or DVD, and I was like, that's kind of really shitty of Paramount to do that. And then the other movie after that long thing, but I think you guys would have liked to know that I met William Shatner. I picked up Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I still haven't watched any of these. I don't even own the second one, but I was just like, I might as well get this. The price went down from the 34 to 29. Like our 4Ks up here in Canada, oh, excuse me guys, are pretty expensive. Even before the tariffs thing, they were always so expensive. I thought, oh man. But what was it? Yesterday, I went to Willow Video, where I have talked about this on my channel. It's the only video store in our town, but you can take movies in and trade them or get money for them, and it's the same as with video games. They have old VHSs, and I always go through and look at them because I'm always looking for Reanimator or Godzilla. They have that's where I bought my limited edition tin of Godzilla, Halloween 5. But I told my dad if I'm ever, well, they weren't bad priced, those 4Ks. But I said, if I ever do the 4K thing, I'm going here. I went there, I bought 6. One of them was for my dad, which was the movie Millennium with Chris Christopherson, because I remember he loved that movie. We had it on VHS. I was going to buy him the Scream Factory double feature, but then it sold out like that and went for crazy money on eBay. I found it for $13.99 and I bought it for him. So overall, I bought 3 DVDs, 2 Blu-rays, and 1 4K. So the first one up, I always go to I went to the 4K section, got my thing, go to the rare finds section, didn't find anything there, then went to the horror, Blu-ray and DVD. That's where I found my stuff. First one up is a movie called The Breed with Adrian Paul from the Highlander show. This is a vampire movie. Are we surprised it's vampires? No. But $6.99. This was on my radar for a while. I haven't had a chance to check it out, and I was like, well, I'm here, I might as well get it. I think this has only been out for a couple weeks, guys, and someone has already got rid of it, and I was like, well, considering it could run from $40 to $50 up here in Canada, either at Walmart or Sunrise, I got the Blu-ray, the 4K Steelbook of Gladiator 2. Still in great condition. It was $29.99, which is a big difference, because even at Walmart, this would have gone for about $40, so I know, little difference, but I mean, if I'm gonna buy 4Ks, I would rather buy them at Willow Video. Because I don't know for you guys in the States, I don't know what your prices are, but up here, like, I would kill to have the Arrow video editions of Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. But they are $59 to $65, so that is a little much. So I don't know. It's a debate right now. Like, if maybe they go down to 50, I will consider. But right now, no. I have not watched this yet, but I am looking forward to finally checking it out. I didn't go see it in the theater, mostly because I was like, well, 24 years later, the first Gladiator was such a huge movie for me. I saw it 3 times in the theater, and the 3rd time was 1 week before it came out on VHS. So, next one up, I know this is out on 4K, but $39.99 to $13.99. I picked up Needful Things. I've always wanted to watch this. Even as a kid, I always wanted to watch it, but it was one of those ones, well, I want to watch this first. But I tried reading the book, and I didn't really care for it, but I mean, Ed Harris, Max von Sydow, hello. Especially since I said Dune, Max von Sydow is in that, so that was the first movie I saw with him when I was 3, so looking forward to seeing that. And finally picked up Speak No Evil, still haven't watched that, but $9.99, can't turn that down. And I like James McAvoy. I don't think he's done horror movies that much. I know Split and Glass, but this, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, I want to see that. This is going to make people laugh. But I wanted to watch this series, but to buy it off of Amazon, the DVD was $18. The Blu-ray was $36, and then found out from both were from a seller, and then Amazon fulfilled it. And after my experience with the We Are the Night, I was like, no. When I was at Willow Video, I looked at the DVD TV shows and found it, and I'm like, $6.99. I was like, okay, I'll grab it. Then I went to the Blu-ray, would go, oh, I wonder what the price is. It's the same price, so I got the Blu-ray of the first season of The Vampire Diaries. Actually, the author of this series passed away a couple of weeks ago, which is so sad. But yeah, been wanting to check this out for a while. And then the last thing, which I bought today at Sunrise when we were out at Twassen Mills, and I've never heard of this film, but I'm a huge fan of Scott Glenn and Barbara Carrera from Never Say Never Again and Lone Wolf McQuade. But I was like, $30 for a movie I've never heard of and never seen, I don't know. Went there today and I showed my dad, I go, I think I'm gonna buy it. He went, oh, okay. It's a sequel from at least I think it's a sequel. Yeah, it is a sequel. I never even knew about the first one. It's called Wild Geese 2. Never heard of this movie, but of course, with these two and also Lord Laurence Olivier, I was like, I think I'll give this a shot. And it's actually directed by Peter Hunt, who directed the Bond movie I watched earlier today, On Her Majesty's Secret Service. But I was like, $8.97, Scott Glenn, Barbara Carrera, I'll watch it. I'm not gonna bother trying to find the first one, even though I am very anal about that. My weird ass OCD kicks in. I was like, I will watch this one because I'm a fan of these two. And who else? Edward Fox, who was also in Never Say Never Again. And of course, The Day of the Jackal. So, yep, can't wait to... And also says Patrick Stewart is in this. Wow. And that's 1985. So, can't wait to check this out. So, yeah, guys, 24 minutes. About half of that was talking about my experience at the Fanexpo. So, yeah, I did get on the 4K bandwagon. But when I'm a Trekkie my whole life, and I would rather have Star Trek on Blu-ray. I know some people are going to say, well, you could get I can't justify spending that amount of money on a 4K to not watch a 4K. So, but like I said, with some of the prices, like when I went to Sunrise Records, they do have a 4K section, and I'm looking at the prices, I go, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, there's a couple I want to upgrade, but not at those prices, not at like the $40 range. So it's gonna be a pick and choose. Like I said, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Nightmare on Elm Street, especially since, like I said, I don't recall ever watching the unrated cut. So yeah, I think out of all the movies I got, I don't know which one I'm so excited. I think Speak No Evil is the one I'm really excited to see. But I will give you guys a little thing about the first time viewings. My dad and I did go see A Working Man with Jason Statham. Loved it. We did go see The Accountant too, and loved that. I do want to see Sinners. I was gonna go last Tuesday, and I woke up and my allergies went into overdrive, and it felt like someone was just banging my head all up in here. Even when I woke up, took an allergy pill right away, and it's still 3 hours later, I was still, so I'm hoping to go Monday, because I've heard nothing but great things, and we saw the box office, 48 million the one week, 45 the next week. And before anybody asks if I'm gonna go see Revenge of the Sith, no, because I did see it in the theater 20 years ago, and I'm gonna let the kids have their fun and scream and yell and cheer. Let them have their fun. Hopefully it's not like Minecraft. But if it was Return of the Jedi, that would be another thing. I would still go see it. Unless it was the special edition, then I'd be like, fuck no, I want my Ewok song. Okay, guys, I've rambled long enough. So I will do a first time viewings video at the end of this month. Hopefully I get my ass in gear and watch more than 6 or 7. I already know there's 3 of them in the theater I'm gonna go see this month alone. The new Mission Impossible. My dad and I want to go see that. I want to go see the new Lilo and Stitch movie, because I love Lilo and Stitch. It's one of my like top 10, top 5 favorite movies. Sorry guys, I'm just making sure my dad didn't come home. I think because I have the window open. It just sounded like he opened the door. Excuse me. And the other one, which is another one I really want to see, is Karate Kid Legends. I grew up, probably like a lot of us, I grew up on the Karate Kid movies, and to see Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, even though I liked the remake, it is so unnecessary. But Jackie Chan, hello. And the last movie with Ralph Macchio I ever saw was Karate Kid Part 3 in the theater back in '89. Holy shit. But he's like, well, we're both born November 4th, so we both have good genes. The fact that he's 63, 64, and I'm turning 45, and we don't look our age. We're doing something right. But yeah, guys, okay, I've rambled long enough. That's what happens when you don't see me. I ramble. But let me know what you guys think of these titles, which ones you like, which ones you don't like. And I'm not going to say sorry about rambling about the Fanexpo. That was a great experience. But it has to be someone as big as Shatner that I would drop that kind of money again. Like, I know, I will say Peter Cullen and Frank Welker were supposed to be there, but they both dropped out. And that disappointed me because I wanted to meet those two. And of course, if you don't know, and you should know, Optimus Prime and Megatron. So, but we shall see who's coming next year. If it's a really big name like Shatner, I will go. Like, I would kill for. I think the big name I really want is Jeffrey Combs. I really want to meet him. So, okay, guys, I've rambled. We don't need rambling. From the movies that I haven't seen, which ones do you suggest I check out? Like, the big one for me is Speak No Evil, and I want to check out this because I love these two actors. Okay, I'm gonna go, guys. Rambling, and I want to get in my PJs. I'm tired. Okay, guys. I hope you all have a great weekend. Watch a shitload of movies, and of course, as always, like, comment, please subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video, whenever the hell that may be. I hope soon. Bye, guys.